back to my channel. So it's another work day. I am here at my son's school. I just dropped him off. It's a mommy and me day, so we basically together. So waiting on hubby to come and get me. That's my son's school, so I'm heading now to my next presentation.
Hey guys, so I am at work. I'm gonna be doing a presentation on diabetes awareness shortly, so stay tuned for that. So I'm here at the Portland Parish Library where I'll be doing the diabetes understanding blood sugar presentation to their staff. And as I already said in my previous videos, it's Diabetes Awareness Month, so I encourage persons to offer support where that is concerned. If you have persons in your family, do not discriminate against them, but help and support them. And just encourage you to spread awareness on diabetes. Okay? So I'll be doing my presentation shortly, so just stay tuned for that.
Alright guys, so Obi bought this for me with my breakfast. It's carrot and passion, very tasty and nutritious. It's naturally sweetened. The persons who made it, they don't put a lot of sugar in it, so it's very refreshing. So I'm just waiting to begin my presentation now. I will begin soon, just waiting for everybody to get settled so I can start.
With sugar. So if somebody hears somebody else may have sugar, same as diabetes, right? So diabetes is a lifestyle illness. As I said before, it's a non-communicable disease. So if I sit beside you, you can't catch it from me. Like how COVID is a communicable disease, diabetes is a non-communicable disease. COVID, you can sit beside her and you can probably can't cry out, or you can stay in contact with fluids from her and you catch it. But with diabetes, you can't sit beside somebody and catch it. Alright? So, everyone in 8 Jamaican have diabetes. So there's a lot of us in here right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So you see how bad this is. This is really, really bad in Jamaica. Right? And you might sit here right now and you're not aware that you have it and you do it. Right? So it is good to make sure that you are screening, especially if you find that it runs in your family. You check up on it from time to time. Right? So everyone in 8 Jamaicans will have diabetes. 9% male and the majority. Right? Level of awareness. And 4 out of 10 diabetics are unaware of their status. So just like I said before, they can sit in here with it now and they don't know. And it's something terrible happened and that's how you find out. I know of a gentleman that it's when he met in a serious accident, he found out when he was admitted in hospital that he was diabetic. And he didn't know before. There were no symptoms as he said, right? And he never knew until he was admitted in hospital, right? So you have 55% of males who are unaware because enough of them don't want to go to the doctor. Right, they hate the doctors and I don't know what doctors do them, but they don't like them, right? And 36% of females are unaware. Alright, so what is blood sugar? So blood glucose or sugar, so glucose and sugar can be used interchangeably. It's the main sugar that is found in your blood and it's your body's primary source of energy. So when you eat, your food, majority of the food that you eat will break down into sugar. Why I say that? There are 6 food groups. They have, tell me them. Fruits, vegetables, who don't know the 6 food groups? Fats and legumes, your staples, and your food from animals, right? So out of the 6, 4 of them are rich in carbohydrates. And when you eat those carbohydrate rich foods, they break down into sugar. Right? So they go into your bloodstream. But you think they should stay there? No. Because they need it for this. So if it stays in the blood, you can't get the energy. Right? And that is where insulin comes in. So insulin is a hormone that is produced in the body that works as a little key to go into the blood and unlock it and take out the sugar to carry to your muscles to give your body energy. So when you eat food and it goes to the blood, it should not stay there. And remember what I said, the sugars come from mostly your carbohydrate rich food, which are your fruits, your vegetables, your legumes, and your staple foods. Your fruits, vegetables, legumes, and your staple foods. Those are your main sources of carbohydrates. Right? So, it's not supposed to stay there, it's supposed to go to your muscles to give you that energy. So, diabetes is a chronic health condition that affects how your body turns food into energy, and it causes abnormal blood sugar levels. So when it goes there and your insulin is either not producing properly or not working, this is what happens, right? Because you can't go in there with open it and take it out, it stays in there and it backs up. And persons think that diabetes is abnormally high blood sugar levels, but it can be abnormally low too, right? So there should be a balance and there is a normal level that it should stay in. Right? So it shouldn't be very low and it shouldn't be very high. Right? So when it's very low, it's hypoglycemia, and when it's very high, it's hyperglycemia. Right? So it works both ways. So it needs to stay within the normal level. Alright, so the risk factors. So what are some of the things that can cause you to develop diabetes? So you have modifiable risk factors, so the things that you can control, and you have the ones that are non-modifiable. So you can't do nothing about it. You just have to just make sure you prep yourself. If a something way, one in your family. So a non-modifiable one is genetic. So if you have a family history of it, when you're getting older, it might just very well bother you, right? It affects certain race and ethnicity. And once you start getting older, so increasing age over the age of 40, you might develop it, as well as a history of gestational diabetes. Anybody know what gestational diabetes means? So it's diabetes induced, pregnancy induced diabetes. Alright, so you get it only in pregnancy. And of course, certain medications can increase your blood sugar level. Right? So the modifiable one, so this one is on both sides. Right? Because, so these are the ones that include the glucocorticoids. So our medications like the HIV medication, that's one. It causes obesity, and it has cortical split. So most times it causes you to get bigger, and it causes insulin resistance. So medications that might allow you to gain a little bit of weight will cause you to have insulin resistance. I'll tell you a few. I'll look it up and tell you a few. I can know the HIV. So the modifiable ones, physical inactivity. So Jamaica that's another thing that is so low in Jamaica. We are not physically active at all. Or a lazy set of people, sorry to say, we're not physically active, and it is one of the biggest things that is affecting us nowadays. It's called the sitting disease. We sit down too much. In our jobs, we sit, we don't get up and move around. If I could go by with lunch, we call somebody if you carry lunch, come give me all these things, right? If you live right there, so, And you work right, so you refuse to walk, you drive. Right? So we're physically inactive. Right? Overweight is another thing, as I said. Overweight and obesity causes insulin resistance in your body. Right? Poor dietary habits. And this one is two of the main things that gives you a risk factor for diabetes. Of course, hypertension. So any other NCDs can allow you to become at risk for diabetes. Smoking, right? So these are the risk factors that you can modify because you can choose to not smoke. You can choose to be maintaining a good weight and being physically active and eating healthy, right? And if we are making sure that we're living a healthy lifestyle, which includes all of these, we can lower our risk of getting diabetes. My family history, my grandmother died with diabetes and I have two aunts that are diabetic. And so I know that it runs in my family. I am borderline because of my genes, but I don't let it get out of control. I try my best to keep, because you can control the diabetes to a point where you don't even know it exists in your body. You think it's gone, actually, right? So there are ways to manage, right? So she's probably managing, going to the gym and eating healthy and everything, so it don't really bother her. Who didn't know that Halle Berry has type 1 diabetes? She's a movie star in all these action movies and she's type 1. She has to live on insulin. And she controls, make sure that you cover your risk factors. You should be okay to manage. Right? But it can't cure. It can't cure something. I remember I said I was gonna add one more to this, so you have also juvenile diabetes. Right? So you have babies who have been born, children who have been born with diabetes or developed diabetes at a very young. Right? And we call that juvenile diabetes. Right? So you have a condition called pre-diabetes. That's a serious health condition where the blood sugar levels are higher than normal, but not as yet high, where the doctor would diagnose you with type 2 diabetes. Right? So they tell you, so pre-diabetes is basically borderline. So they tell you that you are borderline. Right? So you're experiencing blood sugars over the range that it should be, but it's not high where they would diagnose. And the cells in your body don't respond normally to the insulin. That's what happens in pre-diabetes. So your pancreas makes more insulin to try to respond to this action. Alright, so that is what is happening in pre-diabetes. So treatment, the biggest treatment for type 2 diabetes is lifestyle modification. So if you used to eat unhealthy, that's something that you have to start changing. You start doing a physical activity. Limit your smoking and your drink. Right? So the lifestyle modification. But if in a week, yeah, a man at a bar, every evening you go drink 2 something rum, then cut it down to 2 times for the week and drink 2 beer instead of rum. You understand? And you have to know, you have to be disciplined. I am gonna do this for me. I want to live a longer, healthier life. I want to live with my grandchildren, grow up. I want to live down and live in there. Right? Other things can clear up. But if you make the decision to be disciplined within yourself, because me can sit down here as a dietitian and tell you all the things that you need to do, but carry the house that you want, you can't go to the gym. You have to want that for yourself. Alright? So you have to be disciplined enough to get the lifestyle modification going. And you start with one at a time, because it's not an overnight thing. Persons have been doing it for years. It's not an overnight thing. You start with one that you say, I'm going to work on this year. You start with a physical activity and say, alright, 5 days a week, you're going to do half an hour exercise. That's how we never start. And then you gradually put in the healthy eating part, you start research, what the healthy foods we can eat and we can afford. You know, with the diabetes, with the oral medication like the metformin that everybody should know. Right? You have metformin, you have glyburide, you have so many different pills that you can take. So they don't normally use the insulin, but they will in some cases. Alright, so they say insulin therapy if the other treatments are ineffective. So the diabetes is diagnosed with hemoglobin A1C, which you will see on the blood test called HbA1c. So the normal range should be less than 6. Thereabouts. Once it goes over 5, but let's say once it goes over 7, it's usually diagnosed as diabetes. But the normal range is about 5.4. Right? So once it goes over to that, they usually diagnose you. And the HbA1c really measures your blood glucose over 3 months year. Alright? So it measures what your blood glucose level was in the last 6 months. Alright? So another test they do is the fasting blood glucose or blood sugar, where they tell you to fast before you come to do your, so you can't eat after 10 o'clock in the night. Okay? And the normal range is 3.5, 6.9 or 72 to 99 milligrams per deciliter. 3.5, 6.9 milligrams per liter, but it is 8 milligrams per liter. Right, so the fasting blood sugar is measured after overnight fast, as I said before, and it provides a baseline for what the glucose per specific. So this measures the blood sugar before and after you drink the liquid that contains glucose. So they come with a box of glucose and they mix a certain amount. They drink it. They do the test 1 hour after you have drunk it. 2 hours after you have drunk it. Okay? And sometimes about 50 hours afterwards. So the random blood sugar test now is what we do here. When we come to screening sessions, we do a random blood sugar test. And you don't need to fast or do nothing. Alright? The normal range at a screening, we tell it go up to 11. But the normal range is still 3.5 to 6.5. But we know that it goes over 11. We have a range. Okay? So as I was saying before, once it's between this, you have a normal blood sugar level. So once it's between, so use 3.5 to 6.9, because you have some books will tell you that also. So this falls within that. And for the random blood glucose level, it shouldn't be more than 6.9. I want you to remember that the normal range is 3.5 to 6.9. Okay? So you have a lot of complications that come with diabetes. And it is so serious that I'm person take it for a joke, and when you're just diagnosed with diabetes, person come and ball and say, never dead. I post it that they say, no, never dead. But it's actually true. I don't like to exaggerate it. It's not a death sentence. It doesn't have to be a death sentence. But you can actually die from it. If you don't manage, you can die from it. You see how much complications you can get as a result of unmanaged diabetes? Can start having eye problems. Person goes totally blind. Actually died from renal failure, but their primary problem was diabetes, and they died from renal failure because of unmanaged diabetes. Diabetic food, everybody know about this. Once you're diabetic and something roll up in your foot, a lot of persons don't feel it sometimes, you know. And when his foot start get bad and stink and go on with itself, at that time you realize that something happening. You have to make sure so you take care of your foot, your finger them. You can't lose your hand, you can't lose your My grandmother, she used to walk her finger and before she actually died. And I think that is what actually killed her. Because she went into a female stage and she bit up her fingers. And when they went to do surgery, I said, I'm not going to say they have a surgery. And it gave her sepsis and killed her. Right? So you have to check care of your limbs. Make sure that you're not doing things that might be hazardous to you that can cause hurt to your body. Because once you get a cut, it is the hardest thing to heal when you are diabetic. And worse, you cannot manage it. Alright? You can lead to stroke, heart problems, nerve problems, blood vessel problems. Right? So there are so many things that can happen as a result of uncontrolled diabetes. So tips to monitor your blood sugar levels, eating a balanced diet. And I can't stress it no more. Right? You eat from your 6 food group, eat a variety from your 6 food group. Everything is important. My diabetic patients will come to me after the doctor have referred to them and said, oh, I know I'm going to eat this, I'm going to eat that, I'm going to eat this, I'm going to eat that. Then, if I don't alone, I can't afford whatever language. Tell me, if it's rice alone you can buy, how will you manage? I am going to tell her not to eat rice. Look at that. Because that alone you can afford. But I will tell you how to eat the rice. So, if you have to cook rice, you have to put like a pumpkin in there. Put your peas in there. Put vegetable in there, put carrot in there. Right? So I will tell you how to eat them, but I will never tell you to stop eating. Because the truth of the matter is, it is economically unstable in this country. And not of us can afford food. And I'm going to tell you how to eat the things around your yard. If it's banana and yam you have, I'm going to tell you that when you reduce your portion, right? And when you're eating them, you put some vegetable with it, whether it's pumpkin or salad or a piece of carrot or a piece of chocolate, you put something with it. Because what it does is, when you put your vegetables with your staples, it forms a little cushion in your stomach so that it takes a longer time for the starches to pass through. And sometimes it actually makes it pass through without even getting any nutrients. Right? So it's always good to make sure that you have a high fiber diet when you are diabetic. So you put whenever you put your fruit juices or when you're even like the fruit juice and you like your fruits raw, or you make sure you have vegetables at your meal or little peas and beans at your meals and have a lot of that. Alright? So eating a balanced diet is very important. Physical activity. And you don't need to go to the gym. Walking, running, swimming, turn on little music and dancing in your house. That is physical activity. Raking the yard is physical activity. Alright? So doing things around the house is being physically active. Right? So make sure that you are staying physically active. While you're at work, don't practice the whole if you're sitting down. Right? You get up, stand up, walk around, do your little stretches at your desk. Just get up and you stretch up and you stretch side and you stretch at least 5 minutes, 2-3 times for the day. And you get a little physical activity in, right? Monitor your blood sugar levels. If you're diabetic, it's important that you do it daily. If you have a family history, make sure that at least once per month you check your blood sugar to make sure that it is under control. Right? Stay hydrated, especially here in Jamaica. It's a hot country. We have a very hot and humid climate. So you make sure you walk with your water bottle. You drink your water on a daily basis. Your water is good for yourself and it helps to lower your blood pressure. Right? And of course, a lot of persons don't pay attention to this, but this can very exaggerate anything at all. Blood pressure, blood sugar, stress. So find things to occupy your mind from stress. Keep your keep your mental health intact, because that will kill you faster than diabetes, kill you faster than cancer, kill you faster than high blood pressure. So stress plays a very, very crucial role in all of these. So try to do, if it is to start a physical activity routine to keep your mind occupied, if I want garden, you have to start one little club, go join one club, do little volunteering, something that interests you that will take your mind from stress. Do it. Alright? But make sure you're eating healthy, physically active, monitoring your blood sugar levels, stay energetic, and you're managing 5 little things that you need to make sure you keep your blood sugar.
So that's the end of the presentation, guys. Thank you for listening. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. And you can always comment down below. You can ask me questions if something jumped out at you and you want more information on it. You can always comment down below, and remember to like and share the video. If you are new to the channel, hit the notification bell so that every time I post a new video you can have access to it. So toodles, love you guys, take care.